Hey there. Good afternoon. Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock as I begin this. Wow. Nothing to report today in terms of work. I've been seeking out work and no work has been seeking me out. That sucks. I guess on the plus side, I've been able to work on some videos. Working on videos for After Prison Show. Filming shorts for Joe Does Stuff, Facebook and YouTube. But definitely looking for our next job. Like, just can't make that materialize if I wanted to. Hopefully something is going to come through. I feel like we've been very fortunate with the work kind of remaining somewhat steady. Feels like we're hitting a little bit of a lull. Our real estate guy hasn't gotten back to me in relation to the proposal that I put together for the exterior work. I put that proposal together at $4,500. I know that there was some mismanagement on the math on my part when he had told me that somebody had quoted him already, a painter had quoted him saying 35 bucks an hour at 10 hours. I think that was just for that one repair, which $350 to do that one repair, I guess that's not too terribly bad. I would have been a little bit higher than that for sure. Definitely would have been 500 at the bare minimum just for that one repair. For the two repairs, I was thinking somewhere around the $1,500 mark. But anyways, I know that people were like, Joe, where did you come up with $3,500? Hey, I heard what I wanted to hear, I guess. Yeah, I do realize that 35 times 10 is only $350 and not $3,500. But for whatever reason, my mind went to doing all of the exterior work that was needed. Which I guess I just pulled that out of my ass, so to speak. On my way to go pick up my son. Like I said, I've just been doing some video work today. I feel bad because, you know, Gene is relying on me to find work. And I've been trying to. You know, I've got ads all over the place looking and seeking work. And that's how we found quite a bit of work. But he hits me up this morning, or I hit him up this morning. I'm like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And he's like, yo, I'm going to the food pantry. And I'm like, God dang it, man. I don't even got it. Plus, he owes me still. But I still sent the man $50. I just felt bad. Damn. So hopefully something is going to shake. Tomorrow's Friday, though. What a down bad type of a week. I mean, to be honest, we didn't even have a job this week. If that's the case, I might be going to the food pantry with them. Now that you mention it. Anyways, I'm going to pick up my son. I think we're doing pizza tonight for dinner. I might be poor, but my wife is balling. And, you know, I want to take a moment and give a really special shout out to my wife. She works so freaking incredibly hard at her job, and she makes so much damn money. It is a little depressing feeling like I am undeserving of her. What's she doing with a guy like me? An unemployed 40-year-old guy who's playing video games. Anyways, a special shout out to my wife. She just got another promotion. My wife went from being the boss to the big boss. And now she's the big boss. I mean, you're talking like damn near vice president type shit at her company. Good for her. Well deserved for a hard-working woman that she is. I just hope someday I'm able to make her as proud of me as I am of her. But don't get it twisted. I mean, I still pay a bulk of the bills. Mortgage, 2 car payments, mine and my son's insurance, cell phone bills. Geez Louise. A couple other little odds and ends too. So, but you know, as a man, you kind of want to be able to handle it all, right? I used to be able to. Not no more. Anyways, let me go ahead and pick up my son, do family time, and I will share more with you guys tomorrow. And hopefully what I'm sharing with you guys tomorrow is we're on our way to work. Hey there, good morning. Friday morning, 7:49 in the morning, just dropping my son off at school. The sun is blinding. And I hate to report, but this is, in fact, the first week. Good Lord, look at all that lint and debris on this black shirt. Your boy needs a lint roller. That's gonna bother me. Well, it's the first week with not one job this week. All we did was finish up the roof. So if I divide my profit from last week and this week to cover the fact that I didn't have any work this week, $500 for last week, $500 for this week. Not even really too many prospects of new work, which is discouraging to a certain degree. It's going to be like that. It's cold outside. As the weather changes, you know, work tends to slow up for whatever reason. But I did have one guy who reached out yesterday about some drywall repair work, and essentially all that was going to end up being was some skim coating, smooth finish, and swirl texture. The mud work needed to be done with this drywall repair work. The drywall had already been hung. Haven't given that guy a price just yet. He ended up hitting me up late, sending me the pictures of what the job entailed. I don't know where the job is, but I think I'm going to tell him $500 just to do the mud work. We'll provide the materials. Probably won't go for it, but that's the best that I'm going to do in regards to that. I haven't heard back from the real estate guy in relation to the $4,500 exterior quote that I gave him. And I also haven't heard from him in relation to some other exterior work that he wanted us to do, which was just some day labor, day rate work. Painting some exterior front porch at the house that we did the tub glazing work at. So yeah, like I said, no work, and what to do for Joe Does Stuff. All I've been doing for, I guess, the last 2 days is video work. Yesterday I ended up filming 6 videos first thing in the morning. Today I'm gonna try to film a couple of more videos and just really hit the video content grind hard. Try to make up for it in the content where I don't have to work. Sometimes I'm able to do that. That's literally it. I was thinking about a video for Joe Does Stuff, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like long form, what am I gonna do? You know, I got 3 or 4 shorts that I filmed yesterday, and I'll probably have another 3 or 4 shorts that I'll film today, where I'll utilize those shorts on YouTube and on Facebook. But it's the long form that you guys want, and you want to see me doing the work. But what do I do when I don't got the work? I do got the drone. I thought about going and exploring some bando shit, but that is kind of a niche that not everybody rocks with, and maybe more people would rock with that if a video like that ended up taking off. But the only abandoned shit that I've got to be thought of right this second is about an hour and a half away. There's another spot that's like 2 hours away. And then there's another spot that's like 3 hours away. All of that takes some planning, because you're talking about spending a whole day going and doing some shit like that. But anyways, I got no idea what's going to happen today. If anything's going to happen today. I feel bad that we haven't had any work. I have been looking for work, but you can't make, I don't want to say that. I guess I could be working harder to try to find the work. Door knocking. I just don't feel like doing that neither. But if next week starts looking like more of the same that this week was, well, we better start beating the street a little bit. We're going to need to. Anyways, let me figure out what today is going to have in store and share more whenever I figure that out. Got to be honest with you. Ain't nothing like not eating sweets. You know, not eating and fasting is one thing. And it's a son of a gun. It really is. I'm on day number 2 of the fast. Kind of just jumped into this thing a little happenstance. And usually when I do that, I crash and burn pretty well. But hopefully I don't. So fasting is one thing, but not eating sugar, that is a totally different beast right there, man. That sucks. So anyways, hey, it's Saturday. It's 1:21 in the afternoon. Just did lunch with the fam. It's family day. Running a quick little errand for my wife. And waiting on more college football to come on. Let's go Ole Miss over Georgia. I took Ole Miss with the points. I don't know if Ole Miss is going to win or not. I don't even need them to win. I just need them to lose by less than the points that I took them with. And then I took the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry game. I took the over in that, which was 59 points, but I played a teaser, so I got me an extra 7 points for both games. So now I got Ole Miss plus 14, and then I've got Alabama, Georgia over 52. I put $300 on that with a chance to pay out $609. Let me run in the store real quick. Leaving from Lowe's, or should I say, probably one of the worst grocery stores in my area. Sad that it's a decent grocery store too, but you know, people be getting shot up here, even by the cops. For those of you who may forgot or never heard the story that I shared just a couple of weeks ago, you had a female off-duty cop who still had her gun on her go up into the restroom trying to take a shit, trying to unfasten her gun belt or whatever, and accidentally had the gun go off and shoot a lady in the next stall. You know, it's not funny, actually. The lady had non-life-threatening injuries, so blessings for that. But, you know, I drive by that grocery store almost every single day, and more times than not, I see police with their flashing lights on up there. So, certainly not a favorable part of town, but it is what it is. Anyways, hey, $300 on some college football with a chance to pay out $300 profit. So total payout would be $609. If I hit this, I'm a sharp, not a shark, a sharp, like a knife. And if I don't hit this, I got a gambling problem. That's usually how the philosophy goes. So we'll see. We need Ole Miss in a major way, and we need Tennessee, Alabama to be an absolute freaking shootout. I ain't got no other work. I need this. I got Gene over at my house right now too, as well, doing some yard work, cleaning out my truck, and I'm going to give him a day's pay for that because we didn't have any work at all this week, and Gene is starving for it. I don't know if I shared the clip or not where, you know, Gene had to go to the food bank this week. It was that real. And of course, I want the work, but we just ain't got no bites. We do got a prospect for Monday to go look at a vinyl siding job. The backside of a house needs to be vinyl sided, but we'll see if that pans out to be a job that we can actually do. And hopefully some other prospects will come through as well. But getting ready to go back to the house, enjoy the rest of Saturday with the family. We're going to the casino tonight. Who knows? Maybe I'll share from there. We could go on a real freaking bender today. Real quick, also to mention, you know, if I do hit this bet, well, of course, I should have bet $1,000 on it. And if I don't hit it, well, thank God I only bet $300 on it. Could have been a lot worse. Hey there, good morning. Sunday morning, 9:13 in the morning, and waking up from last night's borderline disaster. Hey, you either are smart and you're a sharp when it comes to gambling, or you got a gambling addiction. And those are the only two scenarios right there. And you gamble long enough, you're bound to lose it all. You know, that's why it's gambling, because eventually you're running the risk of losing everything. So we went to the casino last night. God, I wish I would have filmed it. I almost went on a bit of a bender. Let me tell you, my new fascination is bubble craps, and I love it. I think bubble craps, you can win more than you lose, more often than you lose. But you got to be careful, and you got to be strategic, and hey, it's a gamble. It's a risk. It's not guaranteed, but anyway, so we go into the casino last night. We got that $200 voucher that I've had for a couple of weeks. So we put that into, my wife starts doing some slots, and I am completely over slots at this point. Slots are like a 90% chance you're going to lose everything all the time. But bubble craps, on the other hand, I think the odds are a little better for you. So put that, my wife gets down about, shit, I don't know, about $50. Not down, but from that 200, we get down to about 150. And I'm like, let's just go to bubble crap. So long story short, we end up running up that $200 ticket to over 400 and something dollars. Maybe it was like 418 or something. I can't remember. And then my wife wanted to go play some slots, so she took out $200 of her own. She's playing slots. Again, every time she goes down like $50, it's right back to bubble craps to get it back. And we're doing that. We're maintaining her 200 that she pulled out, and we still got that 418. So my dumb ass, I take the $418 ticket, I put it in the bubble slot, or the bubble craps right beside her, and I make a $50 bet, that shit don't hit, and then I make a $150 bet, and that shit don't hit. And I pulled the ticket out like, what am I doing? I'm a junkie on the gambling, so there's that. So long story short, we ended up exactly with what we went into the casino with last night, probably plus, I don't know, 30 or 40 bucks. But that football ticket that I had yesterday, that teaser, oh boy. Yeah, man, Joe played the teaser last night, and thank God that I did, because had I not, hey, it would have been disastrous for me. So I took Ole Miss with the points. They were, it was +7 for Ole Miss against Georgia. But again, I did a teaser, so I got some more points added on to that. And then I took Alabama, Tennessee. I took the over. The over was 59. And with the teaser, I was able to take 7 points and put that anywhere I wanted. So I took 7 points and I added that to Ole Miss. So I had Ole Miss +14. And then I had Alabama and Tennessee over, and I subtracted 7 points from that total, and it was only over 52. Had I not played the teaser, both of those standard bets would have lost. Both of them would, because Ole Miss ended up losing to Georgia by 8, and the line was 7. And then Tennessee and Alabama was only 57 points in total when the line was 59. But I hit, so I put $300 on that bet. I struck for $609. That was a $309 profit. And today I'm tricking a little bit more. I'm betting one football game. I don't even really want to bet this game. It's probably not a smart bet. I'm a part of a degenerate parlay Facebook group, and somebody was showing a pick that they did. It was like a 5 or 6 leg parlay for the Giants and Denver game, and they took Giants to win plus however many points because Giants are not favored in that game. Anyways, so I was like, damn, I'm about to follow this because people are talking really good. They're like, yeah, you know, Denver barely won last week against the worst team in the league right now, the Jets. And I'm like, yo, that shit sounds good. So then I do my research, and all that shit ain't no good at all to me. Yo, Denver got the number 2 defense in the league, and the only reason it was a close game last week against the Jets is because they played that dumbass shit in London. But they still won. They're 3-0 at home. The Giants are 0-3 on the road. Like, yo, Bo Nix is showing out. They're talking trash. So I wanted to take the over doing a teaser, and I was able to adjust the line with that, but I said, nah, man. Actually, I wanted to take the under. I'm sorry. I wanted to take the under, but I said, nah, man. This thing could be a shootout. This could be some Wild Wild West type shit. But, you know, there's a lot of hype around New York right now. I don't necessarily think that New York is going to win this game, but here's the bet that I made. I did another teaser. So I've got the Giants plus 14.5. I took Cam Scatterboo to have 50 rushing yards, and then Cam Scatterboo anytime touchdown score. Put $100 on that bet with a potential payout of $325. Something light. Maybe it hits, but if it doesn't, hey, it's only $100. But right now, you know, aside from doing video content and trying to get any odds and end jobs that we can get, side work, odd jobs, whatever, I'm also a full-time gambler at this point. I feel like I need to be. Anyways, I got to run into the store real quick and get some things. So realistically, I think I'm about to start trying to gamble for a living. Oh, it's probably not my smartest idea. Anytime I come up with a bad idea, my hernia hurts. My hernia mesh repair hurts. I get this. It almost feels like a gut punch, literally. But I don't know, man. What if I was to take $100 a day up into the casino and try to triple that every day? You know, walk out with a $200 profit, or maybe even just $100. I keep thinking about it like this. This is my strategy with craps. All I do is play the field. Okay, the field gives you, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 numbers. That if those numbers hit, then that's a win. And then 2 of those numbers, the 2 and the 12, pay out double. So if either of those numbers hit, you double up. And the reason why they pay out double is because that's, you know, you got to have 2 6s to hit a 12. There's no other way to hit a 12. And then you got to have 2 snake eyes to hit a deuce. And there's no other way to hit a deuce. But what if I took $100 into the casino every day and tried it on craps? I'm pretty lucky. I ain't gonna say good, because I don't believe that there's a way to be pretty good. You go in there and you just play the field. Like I said, the field gives you 7 numbers. 2 of those numbers pay out double. Okay? I'm not worried about points. I'm not. And the only thing that can kill you is if those numbers don't hit, like a 5, a 6, an 8, and a 7 are the only numbers that can kill you, or the only numbers that don't win on the field. So you go in there, you play the field. If the field doesn't hit, you double it up. If the field doesn't hit, you double it up again. And if the field does hit, then you just double. Okay, let's say you put 100 on it and it finally hit and you won 200. Well, then you bet 200 on the field. You get what I'm saying? You go absolutely bonkers with the shit. That's how I won 400 one time. It's a quick way to either lose everything or to strike. With my life being so much in shambles at this point, not really a whole lot of work, I better find us some work to get into for this upcoming week, because this is the game plan that I've got right now, and it's not very good. Probably should have checked the battery on this damn camera. I hang up at 39%, and I got some filming I got to do this morning. Hey, what's going on? It is Monday morning, 5:15 in the morning. Sitting out in my shed, getting ready to film a video for After Prison Show, because I didn't get anything filmed over the weekend. And as much as I want to try to be doing live streams and filming videos so that I can keep videos 7 days a week, because I need them, realistically, I never am able to do that. So first thing in the morning, here we are. I've actually been up this morning since about 3 o'clock this morning. I don't really sleep well at all, but a lot of things to share with you guys as I'm getting ready to wrap this particular video up. And what was this video? Basically just Joe gambling quite a bit. So let's go ahead and talk about my last bet over the weekend. I made 2 parlays. One on Saturday for college football, I shared about that, and then one on Sunday for NFL. The college football one was a 2-pick, and then the NFL was a 3-pick. You know, a parlay is any time that you're placing multiple bets at once. And a parlay is an opportunity to either make a really good come up for not a lot of money, or you're going to lose. Your chances of losing a parlay bet are probably so much higher than any type of a standard bet. So I make this one final bet on Sunday. I wanted to take one game. I took the Giants at Denver, and this was a game that I had to study for quite a bit. I'm a part of a couple of gambling degenerate parlay Facebook groups, and I saw this one guy posting about that game, posting about Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, and you know, he was taking the Giants to win the game straight up when they were plus 325, which meant that they were not favored at all to win that game. As a matter of fact, the point spread was plus 7.5. And realistically, the Giants would end up losing that game after winning that game for... I have never in my life seen a game play out the way that particular game did. All of this hype around Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo essentially running the Giants. Like, this is going to be what the Giants come up off of. And they probably will. But there was a lot of shit talking between Denver and the Giants, between one of the players on Denver and Jackson Dart was responding to this. And then you've got Bo Nix, who is playing really good. You've got Denver, who is playing really good. Denver was 4-2 going into yesterday. They were 3-0 at home. The Giants were 0-3 on the road, so there was no way that I was taking the Giants to win that game straight up. Anyways, long story short, my bet ended up being a teaser. And again, on a teaser, I can adjust and add points to certain things. So I take the Giants plus 14.5. The line was 7.5. I made it plus 14.5, which meant that the Giants could have freaking lost that game by 14 points, and I still would have been okay. I took that. I took Cam Scatterboo to have 50 rushing yards, and then Cam Scatterboo anytime touchdown. He didn't get no rushing touchdown. He got a passing touchdown from Jackson Dart, and he ended up having 60 rushing yards yesterday. So I hit that bet. I put $100 on it, and it paid out $325. I made a $225 profit off of that. I made a $309 profit off of the day prior to that. So about $509 or $530 or $540 for the weekend. I'm a professional gambler now. But you got to be careful, man. And yesterday's game was a perfect example of that. Imagine taking the Giants straight up. Imagine following one of these groups, because that's what people want. They want to tail tickets. I've actually started posting about this on the Joe Does Stuff Facebook page, facebook.com/leavingfromlows. If you guys are ever trying to find, like, where's Joe Does Stuff on Facebook? It's not under Joe Does Stuff. It's under Leaving from Lowe's, because more times than not, that's what I'm doing. But I actually posted my winnings and showed my tickets, and people were like, Joe, you need to post these prior to the game so people can tail your tickets, meaning they can jump on it too. And I'm not trying to send nobody on a wild goose chase, because sometimes that's what it feels like I be going on. But imagine taking the Giants yesterday. This is just how much fuckery can be in the betting world. You take the Giants to win, even though they're not favorited. It's a rivalry game all of a sudden between Bo Nix and Jackson Dart. It's a dick swinging contest. And it is 19-0 going into the fourth quarter. 3 quarters, the Denver didn't score at all. And then in the fourth quarter, Denver puts up 33 points in 1 quarter and F's around and wins the frickin' game. Man, it's just wild how that be sometimes. Anyways, I ain't gonna bore you all to death with Joe's gambling addiction. Hey, look, I did have a little bit of a plan to go up into the casino and start doing some vlogging, doing my bubble craps, trying to take $100 a day and turn that shit into something and just seeing what happens. Do we win? Do we lose? Do a social experiment. Either win big or lose it all type stuff. In a week, how do I look after a week? I still may do that. That's actually a pretty decent idea for some content. But yesterday, as a matter of fact, quite a bit of stuff would transpire. So today I was supposed to be looking at a vinyl siding job. I'm going to try to get a chance to look at that. But the real estate guy would actually hit me up yesterday about the exterior proposal that I put together for him. You remember the $35 an hour times 10 that I thought added up to $3,500? So I gave him a $4,500 proposal. Well, he's interested in going with that. And there was an upcharge on there for the dental molding, which is all the trim at the very top of the house, the little block trim that's going to take forever to paint unless we spray it some kind of a way. That was a $1,000 additional charge to get that done. So realistically, you're looking at a $5,500 job. He would hit me up yesterday. He is interested in getting the dental molding painted as well. So he wants to meet me back over at that house this morning. I don't know why. I don't know if this is going to be a chance for him to try to, negotiate with me possibly. Who knows? But then he's got another freaking mansion of a house that we're going to go look at after that in another city. He was telling me this one was a rental property. I've already seen one of his rental properties, and it's a decent enough house. So I was just assuming it would just be some standard house. Man, this son of a bitch is 4,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms. Mansion type status. So we're going to go look at that house after we go back and look at the exterior work. It is calling for rain today. I don't know necessarily that we're going to be able to get on any work getting started just yet, but maybe by tomorrow we are. So hopefully things are going to pan out. Maybe we can get everything. We didn't have any work whatsoever last week. Definitely need to improve this week. And that's where I'm going to wrap this video up at. Again, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to get ready to film a video for After Prison Show. And then I'm going to get the show on the road. And I'll be bringing you guys along for that. Hey, appreciate your patience. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I know that the comment section is a roller coaster of emotions. Some people hate me. Some people think I'm foolish. And some of you are still rocking with me and hoping that I'm going to figure things out, and I am too. I just want to let you know that. Anyways, hopefully today's going to be a good one. Hopefully today's going to be the start of a good week. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. I'm going to look forward to sharing more with you real soon. And until then, take care.